I had a really bad domestic violent ex-marriage, so I was kind of working through all that, trying to navigate raising my son, building a business, having a dream. My mum used to always say, everything can change overnight, but you got to hang on for that one night.
Yeah.
And that one night came where it was just, that's it. I sold my house so I could go all in, and I live in my warehouse, just like Elon Musk.
That's cool.
I had to build it. I had to work it out. I had to take photos. You've got to be first. You've got to make the decision. You just got to do it. And people were messaging going, you've changed my life. You've changed my skin. Like I started to really go, oh my God, I've done something really great here. We had 3 products at that point. We now have 30. We 4x'd Black Friday, like 4 times. Well, as an entrepreneur, you doubt yourself a lot, right? You know, you go, am I doing the right thing? Am I not? Every decision falls on your shoulders squarely to make or break your company. But you've got to make the decision to get to the next decision. If I could go back in time, the biggest thing I'd change is... My name is Charmaine Marie Caldwell, and I own Vixen Beauty, which is an ethical, certified Australian-made skincare company that is made in Sydney.
Awesome. How'd you get started?
Through a sheer need of having to find something myself that worked. I have really sensitive skin and I'm allergic to everything. So a lot of products used to, when I say give me burns, like literally burn my skin. And in the old way of making skincare, it was all kinds of chemicals that they used to use to force skin barrier to make skin changes. So I wanted to pioneer, and I knew there had to be a better way. My mum's really into natural Aveda kind of products. So there's something in that throughout the world, they've been using it, and throughout time, they've been using natural products to heal. So we started pioneering plant stem cell in skincare and making products that even sensitive or reactive skin could use, and that's how it
How long ago
came about.
did you start?
16 years.
Okay. So you've been doing the business a long, long time.
A long time,
Yeah.
as a side hustle and working 3 jobs.
What was it like in those early years?
Oh, it was a lot. I had a really bad domestic violent ex-marriage, so I was kind of working through all that kind of, trying to navigate raising my son, building a business, having a dream, still working full-time in media. And when I say full-time, I was like sales director, all kinds of things of radio stations. I worked for Fairfax Media, I worked for John Singleton, I worked for Macquarie, I worked for Channel 9, Pac Mags, you name it. So they were big, heavy-duty roles. Plus working to raise my son, plus the dream of starting a skincare company and a beauty brand. It was a lot.
Wow, that's incredible. So you in the early stage, you said you were with your mum doing it?
No, just by myself.
Just by yourself?
Yep, just all by myself.
Cool. How'd you come up with the product? Like how did you get the first initial products actually to market? Because a lot of people have dreams, right? They have ideas of products. How do you get that first kind of sample? And how would you do it today in terms of like skincare?
I was lucky to meet my formulations queen, who I still work with to this day.
Wow,
through
16 years.
Yeah.
That's great.
I still work with her to this day. And we still work together on all our products. I do have other contract fillers, but I still work predominantly with her. I met her. I had a dream of an all-in-one product, and I said, why is there no all-in-one? And she said, just because they don't want to put that many ingredients and they want to force you into buying 10 different products. So I was like, right, okay, can we formulate this? So I'd read a lot about apple plant stem cells. I'd started reading about stem cell technology, plant stem cell technology in skincare, and it's closest to human DNA and it can create change in skin. So I started to research that myself, and we researched that together. We then started going into testing and formulating, and we made the first all-in-one product.
Yeah, that's incredible. So this beauty skincare industry, we were joking before this, talking about how many bad actors there possibly is in the space. It seems like to me from the outside that it's a very trend-based business. Like it seems like, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that they come up with this new next ingredient, there's a ton of marketing push around it, and then that then explodes their sales, and then they need to come up with another kind of ingredient. It sounds to me like you've been have you really innovated in your ingredients, or are you super committed to your initial kind of concept or apple-based plant stem cells and haven't really adapted that because you haven't really had a need to?
Okay, so there's a couple of parts to that.
Yep.
Yes, the skincare industry is trend driven, and TikTok is probably the biggest space for that because of influencers and come get ready with me and all those kind of things that they do. With that, they'll especially the explosion of Asian skincare manufacturing, so China, Korea, Japan. None of those have the stringent testing that we do here. So when you're buying things from overseas, there is no checkpoint Charlie to say how much they've put in it.
Really?
Whether it's too much, whether it's not enough, whether it can do damage to skin, and then we sell it here in Australia without.
Doesn't the TGA regulate that?
No.
Really?
No. Wow. TGA only regulates things that are considered medicinal. So SPF, things you ingest, and then steroid-based creams and ingredients.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Otherwise, you can do what you want.
Yeah, so back to, sorry, I asked a two-part question, but yeah, I'm just really interested in how your product innovation and ingredients has adapted over the how long you've been running the business.
So we've stayed true to plant stem cell and plant-based stem cell. We have not jumped on the back of whatever is the next big ingredient at all, because that goes away from what we're here to do, which is make skin changes, put enough active ingredient in the right formulation together to actually make skin changes so that you'll remain a raving fan. And you like what you see looking back at you, because that's what it is. You just want to look better than you did yesterday.
Yeah.
But we also don't get on the back of using the words miracle and things like that, because nothing's a miracle, and that's dishonest in our eyes. We just want to give you the skin changes you desire, and we want you to look the best version of yourself at the end of it and like what you're looking back, and not filters. So we don't use filters in what we do. In our advertising at all, we don't use AI, which I know everyone else is like, oh, you got to get on the back of AI. I think you've got to keep it real, especially when you're talking about someone's skin and the way they look.
Yeah. So I want to understand the key chapters that, because you've been running business more than me, like longer than me. I want to understand those key chapters that you've had in terms of maybe your development, but also the brand development as well over time. What are some of the periods, if you had to turn it into sections, that stand out most to you?
I think out of 16 years, probably the last 4 years have changed the business the most, just due to technology changes. And finally, I stepped off being safe, having a second job. And so for all that period, I've worked 2 and 3 jobs through all that and navigated lots of very, very terrible life.
What made you do the jump finally?
Because I just knew that if I wasn't all in, I'd never be all in.
Yeah.
I had to be all in. That was it. I had to have no plan B.
So what does going all in on your business actually look like?
It is selling your house. It is driving a shit vehicle, and I live in my warehouse. I live upstairs. I move the offices out. I put a bed up there. I walk downstairs to work. I don't waste any time going to and from. Everything is working because I'm here to do a job.
That is incredible. So you're actually waking up in the morning. You're not packing orders. You've got a warehouse team as well.
Well, do you know what? This morning before I got here, I packed orders because I've got one team member in hospital. One team member we had to let go yesterday, and the other girl is only part-time, and I didn't want to get behind on orders. So literally yesterday, today, I packed orders.
So whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I packed orders. And in fact, I was packing them this morning going, I'll have to tell them that packing orders, because I was almost late because I'm like, ugh. But it's a good problem to have that you've got a ton of orders, and I didn't want to get behind on a Monday. But yeah, I live in my warehouse.
That's amazing. There was such a long period there. Then finally you did it. Was there like a catalyst or a moment where you just I need to be all in?
Yeah, probably the finality of the divorce and just being never wanting to be a victim and just going, right, I need to run my life. I need to just, I've broken free of domestic violence. I've got to break free of the chains of having a safety net of a business and go all in. I believe in what I've done. And also the drums were beating for Vixen. People were messaging going, you've changed my life. You changed my skin. I started to really go, oh my God, I've done something really great here. I've created something really great. Shah, it's now or never. You've just got to do it and take it to the world, or shut up shop and get out. you can't be into, you can't have a foot in both camps.
That's
you
inspiring.
can't.
Yeah.
And that's what entrepreneurship is. It's you can't have a foot in both camps. But I did what you do what you've got to do till you get to that point. My mum used to always say, everything can change overnight, but you got to hang on for that one night.
Yeah.
And that one night came where it was just, that's it.
Because you had a son, right, through that period.
Yeah.
It's almost, I think it's a common misconception, and you tell me I'm hopefully, you know, going down this parent journey soon.
How exciting.
It is very exciting.
Best thing you'll ever do.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think like I sometimes get a little bit worried when I put out content. It's like, yeah, you got to quit, you got to hustle, you got to do this, because I think it is nuanced. And I think it is like, I do believe in those statements for people that don't have other people relying on them. But then I think it's nuanced in that, like, if I had a son and if I failed, they wouldn't have a roof over their head. Like, is that part of the equation that you're struggling with through that time?
In the lead up, when he was younger, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I also wanted to show him that I always said to him, you can be anything you want. You just got to back yourself. Like, you got to believe in yourself and back whatever it is that you want to do on your journey. He worked for me for a period of time through that. He went off and worked for another startup business, which is actually really successful, because I wanted him to learn from other people too. I think he can only learn so much from me, and I'm his mum too, so it's different. So I wanted him to go off and learn from others. But you're right, worry about Nathan and his well-being, and making sure that he could eat and live a life, you know, that was great for him, was another reason why it's harder to step off the edge.
So the chapter of the past 4 years, you were saying, has been a massive shift. One, because you've gone full time, but also technologically. Run us through the things that you've changed and how that's actually changed the business as well.
I moved to the Gold Coast
awesome.
Just before they shut.
Neighbour. We're neighbours now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. And I moved just before COVID to get away from New South Wales so that I was free from what was going on down there before they shut the borders. So it felt like a safety net. And then I still went back to radio here for a little bit because I had friends here who kind of helped me out. And that was almost 6 years ago. And then in the end, I just went, right, that's it. We're just going to go full steam ahead, hire staff, and actually knock this out of the park and actually take it to the world. We'd had 3 products at that point. We now have 30.
Are you open about your sales?
To a degree. Well, I am with you guys within the Daily Mentor, but probably not on here. Yeah. I don't know if I want to.
Just an indicative, like some things about like where you currently were, where you were previously and where you are now. So you mentioned hiring people. Yeah. So like you're no employees, just you? Like
I had contractors.
But now you've hired, who have you hired?
I've got a team of 10 now. So I've got warehouse here on the Gold Coast and in Sydney.
Yep.
And Sydney's where we formulate and labs and all those kinds of things. And up here is where we pack, store.
It's a massive change, right? It's a big inflection point. It's
exciting.
And sales have been going good.
Sales have been going good, but even better since I joined Daily Mentor.
I appreciate that. What did Daily Mentor teach you? What are the key changes that we helped out with?
Oh, wow. I really looked at that last night when I was looking through the questions because I wanted to really tell you, wow, what you guys have done without getting upset, because as an entrepreneur, you doubt yourself a lot, right? You know, you go, am I doing the right thing? Am I not? Every decision falls on your shoulders squarely to make or break your company. And when you have no capital, and I've bootstrapped this the whole way, I'm very proud of that, and I have never taken a business partner. And every time I've gone to, it kind of never happened, you know what I mean? So it's always just fallen on me. But when I met, like even the first meetings I had with Daily Mentor, and everything from the very first moment was practical. And I've never had that practicality. I've never had somebody just go, Shah, this is what's fucking wrong. Just fix it. Oh, okay. Wow. And I'm like, is that it? Right. I've just got to do that and that's going to change. Right. Okay. All right. So the changes in the business, and I've only been a member at Daily Mentor for 4 or 5 months. The changes in the business, like we 4x'd Black Friday.
Wow. That's
like
awesome.
4 times.
Yeah.
Not a little increase.
It's incredible.
400% increase on Black Friday.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, it's it means a lot that you can get so like I can see the emotion, right?
Yeah.
And when I first started Daily Mentor, I really just thought like, what did I actually need in these periods of like darkness? And it wasn't. I don't even think it was emotional support, and that's just me personally. Like, I just needed to tell someone to tell me, firstly, like, this is exactly what you do, and then secondly, like, this has happened to me before, and I lived through it. Yeah. So, like, I almost lost the Oodie. Like, I bought another business, ended up losing like 15 mil on it. A bunch of bad things happened. COVID stopped, and I had never taken on debt until that point. And then COVID stopped and we missed forecast by 50%. I was like, looked at the financials. I was like, we're going to be like 20 million in the hole here. And I jumped on a call with a mentor and he was like, yeah, this has happened to me. It's like, this is what you got to do. You got to clear cash. You got to clear inventory, return cash. You might have to restructure this department, this department, this department. Sure enough, I did the exact same things that he said. And that was like the start of like my negative mental health journeys, is like that point there. But just having someone, and this is why it means so much to me that you get emotional, because I was like how you were. Yeah. And it's great that I feel like we've created, not tooting our own horns, but like it's great.
No, but you should toot your own horn. I without that practical assistance, and you're exactly right, I don't need emotional help. I needed practical help from people that had no skin in my game, that didn't want anything from me. That's the other biggest thing. Like, everybody wants something from you. Like, everybody thinks you're rich. Everyone thinks you've got unlimited resources. No, we don't. Like, you're skating through every day, making sure that all your bills are paid, that you can order more stock, and you don't need any other people with their hand out with misinformation and not giving you any help. Whereas that was the thing. From word go, I felt I could trust the advice that I was given. That nobody had any skin in the game. Nobody wanted anything from me. They just generally wanted to help me. Yeah. I'd never had that. I'd never had that. And that's not emotional. That is facts. So to help that, like Luke, for example, oh my God, I love Luke. Holy hell. He introduced me to someone who's now helping me with sourcing, because when we talk about how many errors we've had, because although all my manufacturing and my filling is here in Australia, my packaging comes from China because we can't make it here. We just don't have we don't have Australian producers that can make the packaging that we've got. It is quite unique. So I had so many moments of nightmare with the Chinese manufacturers, and I fly back and forwards constantly. But Luke introduced me to Kai. Kai is now doing my sourcing. I flew to Shanghai in November. Straight off the back of Luke's conversation, I booked a flight, got on a flight, went to Shanghai. Went and met with Kai and his team. They're now going to look after all the quality control and all the partners. Now that in itself,
worth a lot.
We all know how much money that's worth. Like that's like unbelievable.
What would you say this transitional for 4 years is like? So it's a technological shift. It's a commitment shift. It's also probably a big learning shift for you from a digital perspective, would you say? Is that like the main thing that's kind of changing?
Yeah.
What are because I think that there's going to be someone watching this that is very similar to you, like maybe in terms of, I want to really commit to this digital side of things, but it's really confronting. Maybe like that's what they would maybe be thinking. What are some of your main tips about like making that digital leap?
Just do it. Like you have to just do it. Yeah. I got on YouTube and taught myself how to build a Shopify site because I was on WooCommerce. Do you remember WooCommerce? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, WooCommerce is still a thing.
It's still a thing?
It's still a thing. Okay. It's not a good thing.
Okay. Well, we were on WooCommerce and went to Shopify. And I, money's tight. So I'm like, okay, I've got to learn how to build YouTube, right? Because Nathan always says to me, Mum, you can learn how to be a brain surgeon on YouTube. Just jump on YouTube, you'll work it out. So I got on there, just do it. You just had to do it. I had to build it. I had to work it out. I had to take photos. Had to whatever I could do to pull in favors everywhere. You just got to do it. And there's no good time. And that's the other thing. Like, speed to market is everything. So the more time you waste, the more time you waste. Like speed to market's everything. You've got to be first. You've got to be in there. You just got to make mistakes. Like what does Elon Musk say? He says, I'm going to make out of 100 mistakes, out of 100 decisions I make, 20% are going to be wrong and cost me money, but 80% are actually going to be right.
I think my record's the flip. It's more like 20% is right.
Do you know what? I reckon mine is too. But he did say, just do it. Just make the decisions because even the wrong ones are going to be wrong and you're going to lose money. But you've got to make the decision to get to the next decision to get to the next decision.
Of course. So you decided I'm just going to build the Shopify store myself. I'm not going to pay an agency. What was that? What were some of the main mistakes that you made when actually building that store, like from a technical point of view? Can you remember?
Oh, well, not doing the SEO. Like I didn't even know how to do that. I just built a website. I didn't know what SEO, I mean, I knew what it was because I worked in media, but I didn't know how to I didn't know how to optimize my website. I didn't know how to do any of those things. I've had 1,000 different cowboys tell me how to do that since, but it's like just the technical side, not like uploading images that are too big and it slows it down. And
that's it.
Oh my God, there's like Shopify, there's 1,000, adding too many add-ons on. So there's too many. So the whole thing's running slow. Like thinking that you're doing a better thing if you add 1,000 different plugins, like apps. because all the apps are coming at you going, oh, do this, do that. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Next thing you know, I've got so many bolt-ons and things like, so it just, the aesthetics of it, there is a reason there is experts who build these things. There is a reason, and it's not me, because they know how aesthetically to look at it. Like when you looked over the website and I asked you to have a quick look, like your if you have a look now, there's been lots of changes.
I looked. It was very good.
Yeah, we've made lots of changes based on just you casting your eye over and going do.
Yeah.
Those were done. I sent that loom. My team watched it with me. They fixed it.
I think they're really good practical tips, like website speed, SEO from a foundational level early on is definitely a good tip. I think the main thing that we discussed in that video that I recorded for you, for everyone listening, is that brand consistency is really important. So typically when someone comes in through Daily Mentor and they are go, product, marketing, just hustle, just getting things done, they have it's because they don't have the time and the focus to like look at the small minute details. And this isn't all founders. Some people are too perfectionistic. They just like care about the small details too much and then they get nothing done. I'm definitely on the other end of the spectrum. My website looked exactly the same in essence of like yours, but finding consistency in padding, typography, colors, product imagery, like shading of your product images, and then making sure that translates across to every touch point, such as their emails, such as your Facebook ads. As soon as I find that people find that consistency across there, it elevates, and that's exactly what you did. Like I can see like a lot of those things.
And that's all happening as we speak too. I've got a photographer redoing all the images as we speak with all the shadows, like just everything. I gave your loom to them as well and just said, look, listen to this and this is what we need. And then also once those images are there, then they're able to be used in socials. And we do, when I say I didn't use AI, we do use AI in product.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I think you'd be mad not to.
We do,
product
but
renders.
not in faces.
Of course. Yeah.
But we do use it. But once the images are better, the AI result will be better.
Yeah.
So that's actually all happening as we speak, which is good.
That's awesome. Now I want to double click on Black Friday because Forexing your results there, it's kind of business changing, right?
Yep.
What did you do in Black Friday that other people could copy and learn from?
We were prepared we went out early. Like I was listening to a lot of the advice from the Daily Mentors and to go out a bit earlier and go a bit longer to just stretch out to get the most amount of dollars. And then we also had our plan for after Black Friday, so we didn't stop. In fact, we spent the same amount of money to make sure that our Christmas was equally as good. So we made sure we had a good, like our dollar spend was appropriate for everything. We had all our ads ready. We had offers that went out early, so you could grasp that early, and we did that through our Club V. So we let all our core and our high customers have first access to everything.
So like you build a VIP list for the customers with the highest LTV.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So we used those first, and we went out. What date? It was maybe around the 10th or 8th or something.
Yeah, nice.
Around there. And they were first access. So we did a campaign leading into that too, saying if you want first access, so you have to subscribe.
Did you segment based on Klaviyo or your email provider to find those Shopify? You just went highest LTV customers, then you emailed them saying, do you want first access? And then what happened after that?
Yeah, so they hooked in. So we were like, our ad said, if you want first access too. So we kind of had two-prong attack here. We were like, if you're not a Club V, sign up because you'll get first access.
Free access.
Free access, but you have to be, because it's only going to be an email.
Yep.
It's only going to be an email offer. And then we had our high customers who we sent out to, and we let them know in emails leading up, which we thought would hold sales. Like I was worried because we've never done that before, where we're like, something big's coming. It didn't. Those emails were generating, I don't even know, like 10 grand an email.
That's great.
And I thought they'd probably hold out for the
other sale,
Black Friday, but they didn't. And the other thing that we did was we did a big push with our subscribe and save, saying you don't have to wait for the sale. If you subscribe, you get 20% off for life and free shipping anyway. So subscribe. So our subscription went through the roof.
That's really good. That's
as well.
Really
so
good
we
strategy.
kind of had a really, if you don't want to wait for the sale, here's this option. If you do want to wait for the sale, subscribe. So we kind of had a bit of a nice three-prong attack at it.
It's a really good strategy because typically when we do cohort analysis, studying like the cohorts that purchase during this Black Friday sale, they often wait till the next year to buy again. So by pushing that subscription, you've converted a lot of good customers probably with a much higher LTV though. Smart.
Yeah, and we did our average sales went up. They will buy, and because we never do a discount, it was 20% off. They bought in bulk, and I was worried it was bringing sales forward, but it didn't. It didn't at all. In fact, we haven't slowed down.
Where do you want to take the business?
As big as you.
As big as me.
Yeah. I want to be big. Yeah. I want to be, especially our all-in-one product, I want to be the biggest selling single skincare item worldwide. Yeah. It is a good product.
So what does that look like? Obviously, revenue numbers is one thing, but, are you in retailers?
We've just launched with Priceline.
Yeah.
And we're doing a trial here on the Gold Coast, and we're doing that because I'm here on the Gold Coast and I can watch. So we're in Pacific Fair and Paradise Centre, and the stands look amazing. I think the agreement we've got between us is a win-win. Look, it's Wesfarmers. They're a big deal. And we were with Blooms the Chemist originally. We were with 150 of their stores prior to COVID, and we pulled out with them, and because I want to be with Priceline.
Yeah. What's your lesson in getting into your first retail store?
Not all deals are equal. Don't just because they own the brand and you're desperate to get in, if the dollars don't make sense, they don't make sense. I don't care who it is. Don't do the deal. If it doesn't make sense for you and you're going to lose money, because remember, you've got buybacks, you've got damage, there's lots of stuff involved with that.
So the main tip is first know your numbers. Because I feel like a lot of people that are like, I want to be in this retail store, they don't even know their numbers yet. You
got to know your numbers.
And then you've got to know the specific numbers for retail.
Yes.
Like that, which is two different things, I think, as well.
They are two different things. They are drastically two different things.
How did you learn that?
Well, luckily I'm background in media and I've looked after business for 30 years, growing their businesses. Yep. So working with big players like L'Oreal and all the big beauty brands, because I worked in magazines, and understanding where they're at and understanding what they did. But it's still different for every business, right? So I still had to work it out for myself, and it's scary because you've got to go back and they're going to push for what they want, and you've got to push for what you want.
Of course.
And again, if it doesn't make sense, just walk away.
A lot of people struggle to even get in the room with the retailers.
Yep.
How did you get in the room with them?
I just rang them and just said, I want to talk to you. I've got a brand. These are
easy. Just pick up the phone.
You've got to ring somebody. You got if you don't take action,
it's inspiring.
Who are they going to know who you are? And I read an article that said they were going to focus on perimenopausal and menopausal skin. We already owned that market. So I rang them, I read them some of our reviews, some of the life-changing skin changes we'd made for women in their 40s, 50s and 60s, and said, that's your target. That's what we already do. We already own the space.
The retailers get so many of these calls, and I know because I've been involved with brands that are calling them and they're not answering, but then I've also been part of brands like, which kind of sounds similar to yourself, where it's like you call them and they go, this is exactly what we need. This is white space. Come meet us straight away.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that comes down to probably your conviction. Like I could imagine you on a sales call like that, just like super convincing. Like you need to meet with me.
And look, if I can't do it, nobody can. I was sales director for radio. Yeah. So everything was about having a valid business reason to ring somebody. And I used to say that to our team all the time. You've got to have a valid business reason. Know your homework. Do your homework on them. Know who you're ringing. Know who their dog is. Know everything about them.
Research.
Do your background research.
Have you actually done the dog thing?
Oh, well, I didn't know who their dog was, no. But you do. You've got to know who they are and who their partners are. Who's the influence? Like who's the decision maker in this? Because if you know all that and you have a valid business reason, I had a valid business reason. They want to own the space in menopause and perimenopause. Well, guess what? That is skincare as well. That is your skin is affected so badly through that period. Women go to hell and back. So if you're really going to be serious and playing that, and it's not just medicinal, make sure that they're feeling good inside and out. So your skincare offering needs to react to that too. So that's what Priceline need to look at.
How has your background in sales helped you with e-commerce?
It actually has been a big adjustment because I've always been being in media and being in magazines and radio and selling verbally or visually to somebody in an ad is so different to making your e-com store come to life. They're just so different. And the things I want to say that I would have done in media aren't always the things that you can do in e-com. So it's actually been the biggest learning experience to understand how to bring a store to life versus an ad. Because the ad side, I think I'm pretty au fait with because that's what I did.
Yeah. So the sales has really helped you on the ad perspective, but maybe not the technical
side.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I think you're basically just doing your sales pitch in an ad. So it does make sense that it translates through.
But
not many things can prepare you for building a Shopify store. Maybe design, maybe user experience, but nobody gets that until they do it.
No, until you do it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things I'd change if I could go back in time, the biggest thing I'd change is get help, practical help earlier.
Yeah, that's great.
Go back in time and get you to make Daily Mentor earlier.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But it's true, but get help earlier. And don't listen to all the noise. There's so much noise from people.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got an idea.
No, I appreciate that. Your energy is undoubtedly infectious. Your passion for the business is infectious. I think Nathan should be very proud of his mother. And
Thank you.
We'll continue to support you. But more importantly, even just hearing this story, I'm going to be sending it to my coaches and be like, this is actually why we do this. The fact that we can help someone as much as you. So, but I appreciate you coming into a public forum and actually talking about that and taking time out of your day.
It's my pleasure. It's my honour, actually. And I think you guys should know what you're doing. Like, I think you should know how important your job is.
I appreciate that.
And I know how important my job is for my customers. Yeah. And so I want you guys to know.
Continue to help.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.